Hey everybody, it's Tony George from DocSports.com. Your opening week 7 line report in the NFL. We're going to take a look at all the games and my initial reactions. Unlike the last couple of weeks, I have browsed over these. I waited till the end of last night's Monday Night Football schedule and watched the two games yesterday, and still pissed off that I took the Dallas Cowboys. Believed in Dalton, believed in McCartney, believed that they had at least as much talent offensively to trade punches there and maybe win a 3-point ball game. Boy, was I wrong. And Kansas City did what Kansas City usually does. Andy Reid mixes up the play calling, and they run for 200 and some odd yards and dominate a very good Bills team. You found out one thing there. There's a pretender and there's a contender. And you found out who the contender was in the AFC last night. And you catch Kansas City off loss. They were a contest pick of mine, so I was glad that I had them. And nonetheless, in Miami, they're on a bye week this week. We won't talk about the Dolphins, but they have benched Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they're going with Tua. I think that's a very interesting move. I think maybe the ownership of Miami maybe saw what some of these young kids were doing out there that are playing here, and Herbert, Burrow, these guys, and hey, we want to put our star out there. I thought Fitzpatrick was doing a good job with them. They're a 500 ball club, and they give everybody a ball game. So I can't imagine they did it based on 2 passes, which he's thrown in a regular game. But they must have shown him something in practice. But nonetheless, that's the big news out of the NFL here on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and pull up these opening lines. Let's get after it. Thursday night game, Giants and Eagles. And Eagles was a free play I took a lot of flack for over the weekend on my rapid-fire free picks. And up yours. The Eagles don't give up. Opened up at 7. Look-ahead line, -4. A Thursday night game, total 43.5. Philadelphia can never get healthy on the offensive line to give Carson Wentz any time at all to do anything. He takes a lot of heat, but, he's got basically 2 seconds to throw the football. Not sure the Giants can put any pressure on him. Be very surprised if that's a high-scoring game either. Cleveland, Cincinnati. Cleveland 3.5. The no-show against Pittsburgh last week. A little bit surprising, actually. I had him as a contest pick. I didn't have him on a 2-2 Sunday that I went. But Cincinnati grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory. They got to learn how to win now with a young quarterback. And Cleveland on back-to-back roadies. If the half is hanging around, you might want to stick Cincinnati in a teaser there, perhaps. Dallas at Washington opened up at Dallas -3.5. The overreaction from Monday Night Football is swift and strong. Now they're laying 1, total 46. Washington can't stop anybody, neither can Dallas. I'll bet you Washington has 23 points in that game. My initial reaction is the over. Detroit, Atlanta. Atlanta -2.5 as I just my live odds here from Don Best. Just refreshed. Okay, nothing's changed there. Okay, I'm just going back on the ones I just gave you. Atlanta 2.5, total 56.5 over. Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans laying 7.5 off a bye week. Carolina off a beatdown against the Bears, who proved to be... I still don't know what to make of Chicago, but when you're 6 games into the season and you're 5-1, you have to be considered a good football team. New Orleans, 7.5. Of course, they got to play the Chargers last game on Monday Night Football, and what do the Chargers like to do? They like to get big leads in football games and then lose them. That's a divisional game. I could only look at the underdog. Buffalo and the New York Jets. Buffalo look-ahead line was 10. Now it's 13, total 46. First half line Bills. Boom. And put them in a teaser. Jets are horrible. Horrible. Jets are a team that you say, well, you never want to overreact to what you saw last week in the NFL because stuff just turns around. Look at the prime example, the San Francisco 49ers. Look like absolute dog crap one week. Last week, they looked invincible. That's the NFL. Unfortunately for the Jets, they just suck all the time, and it's not going to change. I can't believe Gase still got a job. If you want to lay double digits in the NFL, go ahead. I rarely, if I ever do, but if I did, I probably would on the Bills, especially after getting their ass handed to them against Kansas City. Green Bay, Houston, total 46, minus 3.5. Green Bay, everybody expecting them to bounce back. Houston in a hell of a game against, what an ending to that game. We lose in overtime, total 56. There's going to be a lot of points scored in that one. Hint. Seattle, Arizona off the big win against Dallas, who basically gifted them the ball game. Just turnovers left and right, and Murray running around against that defense with holes all over it. Seattle off a bye. Carson will be healthy. You got Wilson and you got Murray running around. One thing about Atlanta or Arizona, they beat bad teams. They can't beat a good team. Dallas is a bad team. I was wrong about it. Dallas. They're shitty. I'd take Seattle or nothing in that one. San Francisco, New England. New England minus 2.5 at home against San Francisco. Total 45.5. The look-ahead line in this was 5. New England looking pretty bad. Bear in mind, New England over 10 days had 2 practices. Get ready for a game. Give me the Patriots. Denver, Kansas City. Kansas City look-ahead line was 10. 9 to 9.5 across the board. You got a 9 at, where's that at? DraftKings. Ugh. Terrible book. They give no options for NASCAR. I'm not a big DraftKings guy. They don't like to gamble. Stick to fantasy. The thing about Kansas City can beat you running the football now. And Le'Veon Bell's coming on board to back up, the kid out of LSU. Whew. Belair. I don't know. How are you going to stop him? Kansas City in a teaser. Get him down to 3.5. You might get some buyback on Denver. Maybe get that off 9 down to 9.5 down to 9. The other spot that has 9, 2 spots. DraftKings has one, and then BetMGM app, it has them at 9. Everybody else got them 9.5. Tampa Bay, Las Vegas. Tampa Bay minus 3 at even. Look ahead line was 2.5. Total 53.5. It's staying steady. Vegas off a bye week after beating Kansas City. Tampa Bay off a hell of a beatdown against, surprisingly, against Green Bay. Their defense is going to give Las Vegas trouble here. I'm not willing to lay points with Tampa Bay on the road. I still think Tampa Bay's overrated. I could be wrong. They get healthier at wide receiver. This could be a tough game for Las Vegas, obviously. Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Pittsburgh on the road, laying 2. Total 52.5. The look-ahead line was Tennessee minus 1. Henry is on a mission. He will run all over Pittsburgh. Who's got the better running game, Pittsburgh or Tennessee? Home dog minus 2 in that one. Give me the Titans. Jacksonville taking on the LA Chargers. Chargers minus 8. Look ahead line was 7.5. Total 49.5. Jacksonville was a no-show last week against Detroit. I had Detroit in that game. I will tell you that I could take the Chargers in a teaser, but I can't trust them to lay anything over 3 points. The way they give games up. Rams at home. Look ahead line was 5.5 against Chicago Bears. Total 47. Now it's 5.5 and 46, both at minus 110. Bears on back-to-back. Under looks a little tasty there, starting out of the gate. That's my opening Opinions. These aren't handicapped. These are just me and you taking a piss over a fence post, drinking a Jim Beam and 7. That's my initial thoughts out of the gate. We had a 2-3 week last week in the NFL, counting Monday Night Football, which in our top play did not happen. Embarrassed, a matter of fact. So I'm a little pissed off this week. And I will, there is some serious opportunity on this board. And we're going to nail some big plays for you this weekend. Have a couple different variations of teasers and some money line wagers on a parlay. We're going to have a fun card this Sunday. DocSports.com. We give you a free $60 when you click that link in the description below. And we'll be back at you on Thursday with all NFL plays out right over there at DocSports.com. Enjoy the World Series this week. Get ready for some kick-ass football this upcoming week and weekend.